en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
We are in open session, Mr. President.
Very much. Witness, welcome back. Mr. Khan will continue his cross-examination of you, and we are in public session. You do recall the usual reminder I've given you when we're in public session. Mr. Khan, please.
Witness, I hope you took a satisfactory lunch.
Yes, I've had my lunch.
I'm pleased to hear it. Witness, before the break, I was asking you various questions about Kikuyus who were in the no referendum campaign, along with, of course, other individuals like Raila Odinga or William Ruto. Do you remember me asking you those questions?
I do.
And so you would agree with me that the no campaign was based on an issue. It wasn't based on ethnicity. Is that right?
Yes.
And anybody who says that the 2005 referendum was all about Kikuyus and Kalenjins as opposed to the issue would be completely wrong, wouldn't they? Would you agree with that?
It was a campaign about an issue.
I'm grateful. Now, witness, I'm going to move on to another topic. As part of the 2007 elections, it may seem obvious, but the goal of the ODM was to win the general election, wasn't it? That was the aim of the party.
Yes.
And one of the requirements of winning the election, obviously, was to get the most votes in the country. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I correct that the Kikuyu community constitutes an important political component in Kenyan democratic elections? Their votes are just as important as anybody else's, is that right?
Which question are you asking now, the first or the last?
Your Honor, the witness seemed in difficulty, so let me put the last one. The Kikuyu vote was important as anybody else's, wasn't it? Do you agree with that?
Every Kenyan citizen vote was important.
Yes. And the ODM, in fact, had a large Kikuyu support base throughout the country, didn't it?
It had a portion of support.
And we mentioned before the break certain Kikuyus who were in the ODM party. We spoke about Mugambi Imanyara, Tony Chege, Mumbi, Garu, Tony Kachoka. You remember that? You remember that, witness? We spoke about those Kikuyus having prominent roles in the ODM political campaign in 2007.
Yes.
Now, in the Rift Valley, there were, you're aware of Kikuyus who were supporting and campaigning for the ODM. Are you aware of that?
I'm aware Kikuyu stays in Rift Valley.
Listen carefully to my question, witness. Are you aware that Kikuyus in the Rift Valley also supported, some of them supported, the ODM?
Yes.
Are you familiar, Mr. Witness, with a group called the Mungiki?
I've heard about Mungiki.
The Mungiki is a group that was led by Maina Jenga, is that correct?
I've not gone into their, I'm not aware of their leadership system.
You say that you follow the news, or you followed the news in Kenya, read newspapers on occasion. Have you never heard that Maina Jenga was the leader of the Mungiki?
I've heard Maina Jenga's name being associated with Mungiki.
Being associated with Mungiki?
Yes.
Nothing more concrete than that, witness?
No.
Nothing, as the prosecution say at paragraph 9 for their reference of the DCC in the Kenya 2 case, that he is the founder and patron of the Mungiki group. You haven't heard that, witness?
1 second. Witness, do not answer the question yet. Mr. Ken, you need to put it directly to the witness without reference to the DCC in the Kenya 2.
I was doing that for the ease of the prosecution. But witness,
Yeah, but
have you,
it is the witness that you're asking questions.
Witness, have you not heard, being a Kenyan living in Kenya, that Maina Jenga is known to almost everybody as the head of the Mungiki? Did that escape your knowledge?
Again, let's rephrase this. Witness, now, can you concentrate and answer the question in terms of whether you have heard that Maina Jenga was the leader of the Mungiki? Whether you've heard that?
Yes.
And so your comment earlier that you had heard he was somehow associated was not a representation of your complete understanding. Is that right?
Mr. Ken, that's not a fair question. There's a difference between what the witness heard and what the witness might be led to think. You're inquiring about his knowledge.
Well, in my respectful submission, it was a perfectly proper question, but let me move on, Mr. President. You say, witness, that... Are you aware that the membership of the Mungiki is said to run into the thousands? Are you aware of that?
I've not gone into such detail.
No. Have you heard that people say it's alleged that Mungiki members are bound by the instructions issued by Maina Jenga? Have you heard that?
I've heard that Maina Jenga is a leader of Mungiki.
You say that you've given your evidence to the court. Are you aware that in 2007, Maina Jenga was supporting ODM and Raila Odinga?
I'm not aware of that, but I know some Kikuyus were supporting Raila Odinga.
Witness, please listen carefully to my question. I am not talking about Kikuyus. I am talking about a group called the Mungiki, led by Maina Jenga. Do you follow?
Yes.
Let me try again. Are you aware that Maina Jenga was supporting Raila Odinga's bid to be the President of the Republic of Kenya in 2007?
Maybe he could support at personal level or with this group, but I'm not aware. I'm not sure of.
Are you aware, being an expert,
Your Honours, I don't know where a defence counsel got this from. No one's put this witness forward as an expert.
witness, are you aware that Maina Jenga was supporting the No campaign in 2005? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware.
Your Honour, I'd ask to play video, please. Ken-D09-0020-0025. The translation is at tab 29 of the bundle.
I just wonder if defence counsel can give the ERN for those of us without tabs.
I'm grateful. The ERN number is Ken-D09-0020-0026, and that's the cover sheet. The page of the actual transcript is 0027, and it's an interview with Maina Jenga. And if that could be played, I'd be most grateful.
Let's talk about the Prime Minister Raila Odinga. What is the relationship with Prime Minister Raila Odinga? What is the relationship with the Prime Minister, and do you see yourself holding talks with him?
If there is that chance of talking, why fight? Shida zangu zimeanza wakati wa referendum. Na wakati wa referendum mimi nilisema nitafanya maneno ya orange in the referendum. So, myself and the rest of the Central Kenya youth to support no for referendum. The same case we did, vivyo hivyo tulifanya katika uchaguzi mkuu. Mimi binafsi nilitaka Raila Odinga awe rais wa Kenya.
Witness, did you manage to hear that fully?
Yes.
And you'll note, I hope, that Maina Jenga said, so myself and the rest of the Central Kenyan youth supported the No campaign. The Central Kenyan youth, you would agree with me, is shorthand for Kikuyus. Is that right?
That's what I've heard.
Were you not aware before today that Maina Jenga stated that he and his youth were supporting ODM and the No campaign?
I've just watch and see now, and from what I see, I can believe because he's the one speaking.
And you wonder if that could be marked? In fact, if it could be exhibited, in fact, the witness has seen it, and I think it's a public document according to the prosecution's own guidelines from their bar table motion. It should be admitted.
There's no objection to this.
Of course, the prosecution doesn't object, so we admit it on that basis, not necessarily on grounds that the witness has seen it, because I don't know what that means.
And Your Honour, along with the transcript, if the court so minded.
Yes.
The usual caveat always applies to the transcript. We haven't had the opportunity to authenticate this translation, subject to our being able to do so. And if we have any corrections, then we'll come back.
Understood. The video and the accompanying transcript will be admitted next in the series for Ruto defense exhibits.
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
Mr. President, the document will be referenced KEN D0900200025, public document.
Sera classé.
It will be registered as EVD TD090028 and will be known as exhibit number 28 for the defense of Mr. Ruto.
De la même façon, sa transcription
The transcript will equally be referenced as KEN D09 00200026, public document, and the EVD number will be TD09 0029, and it will be known as exhibit number 29 for the defense team of Mr. Ruto. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful. And witness, are you aware that between 2007 to 2008, Maina Jenga was incarcerated in Kenya? He was in prison. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Are you aware that whilst incarcerated, Raila Odinga kept in contact with Maina Jenga? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of the contact.
Are you aware that Raila Odinga gave Maina Jenga books including the 48 Laws of Power and also Sun Tzu, The Art of War, as reading material? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware.
Are you aware that in 2007 and subsequently, in fact, Raila Odinga has made a concerted bid to woo the Mungiki vote, or the Kikuyu youth vote, including the Mungiki? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware that Raila Odinga campaigned in Central to get the votes.
And as part of that campaign, are you aware that he forged close connections with Maina Jenga, the head of the Mungiki?
I'm not aware.
Your Honour, with your leave, I would refer the bench to tab 26 and ask to be put on the screen Ken-D09-0020-0022. Can you see that, witness?
Yes, I'm seeing what is on the screen.
And am I correct that the gentleman, the taller gentleman with a familiar blue hat, with a white shirt and a blue polka dot tie, is Raila Odinga? Is that right?
Yes.
Can you see the man facing the camera with a green hat who's smiling?
Yes.
Is that Maina Jenga?
Yes.
Next, I'd ask to put on screen at tab 28, Ken-D09-0020-0023. At tab 27, in fact. 27, 28. Can you see that?
Yes.
Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
That is when Raila Odinga was crowned the king of the Kikuyu. Am I right?
Yes, I can see the picture of